Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Cross Street Classics. We are back here today on Blake's S10. We've been doing some work on the body here, on the cab and stuff, and we're about ready to put the cab on the frame, but we got to do some frame work. When we got the truck, we knew we had some issues here in the back. Commonplace for these things to rot out. This little dipper holds all the goodies in from the winter time, and it just rots it out. Both sides are like that. This side over here, the entire hole for the bushing is gone. So we've been contemplating how to fix this here. Back and forth. I was going to make some stuff, but I went online and I found a company called Rust Busters. And I pick it up, Blake. And they make a kit. Is there a part number on it there? Yeah, let's see. They make a kit. There we go. And that's the left-hand side. And you can see it's for 94 and up S10, which is the second gen S10. So I did some online research and some other stuff. And this is what it looks like here. This is the passenger side. This is what it looks like. These are basically a cap that you cut the this area out and you slip this cap over top. They make a ton of different pieces for many different applications, but nothing for the 93 and older S10 trucks. So my big thing was this mount here for the bushing, and this is the bushing. This is a new one from Napa. And these bushings are used clear up to 03 on the S10s. So knowing that, I know that this hole is going to be the same size. So what our plan is with this, I don't want to cap this because you can see the frame is real good back here. Blake got it all sandblasted. We just want to cut out this bad area and graft this back into it, just so it doesn't look like a frame repair. Not that this is a show truck or anything, but we just don't want to do it repair-y looking. So I've been looking at this thing. The only thing I can see that's different, I mean, these holes all line up. They're pretty much in line. The only thing that's different is this hole here for the bushing is about a 1/4 inch higher. So, and you know, when it's all said and done, the truck's going to set a 1/4 inch lower in the back. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Worst comes to worst, we got to buy some higher shackles for it, but I don't think you're going to see a 1/4 inch on the truck overall. These tend to sit a little higher in the back anyway. And if it doesn't sit right, then we'll just lower the torsion bars in the front. We can lower the front end down, but I think we're going to be okay. A 1/4 inch overall isn't bad. So, so what we're going to do, we're going to cut this out. We're going to get all this lined up here and get this thing fitted. When this cap is on, everything lines up. This hole is centered here. These holes are all lined up, everything. That hole is centered. So we're going to start cutting this out, and we're going to get this fitted. And then once we get it fitted and see where we like it at, we're going to cut out this this here on this frame. Now this will stand off the frame because it is, you know, it's a cap, so you're going to about an 1/8 inch here. But it'll just look like you know, like the front spring shackle or something else. But I think that's going to be our best and easiest fix for this, for what we're doing here. So we'll start cutting here, and we'll be back with a little bit of an update. All right, guys. So we got our lines laid out here. We're going to cut up here, cut this out square, come back down. I fear if we need to cut any more material out later, we can, but I'm trying to make this repair as small as possible. This cut is going to get rid of all of our rust. It's going to get rid of this bushing, and then we can slip this cap over top, and then we can make sure that everything's lining up, making sure that this is where it needs to be. And then once we get that laid out, figure out where it's going to be, then we'll cut this out of here and get it on. So let's get this cut out. Also, too, obviously, the early generations are a little different style. This plate is a lot bigger here. It's welded up here, this here, so we're gonna just cut this off flush. That'll allow that whole section to come out. All right, guys, so we've got our piece cut out here, the old rusty chunk, and we got this fitted on. And I want to mention too that this little piece here, and then there's two underneath, they almost like kind of make them so you can punch them out with the grinder there, so they fit over top of this, you know, for the way it's supposed to fit. But you can see here, I pull it down, these holes line up real good here. All these line up pretty good. What I did do, I measured from the edge of the bushing hole to the back of the frame, and from the edge of the hole to the edge of the frame, I got 9 1/8 of an inch. So wrote that down, so when I'm all done, I'm gonna make sure that both of these are at 9 1/8, and at least we know we'll have it squared. Really shouldn't matter too much. I mean, if it's off a little bit, you know, the shack will be kind of tilted a little bit, but you know, we're not messing with the front. The front's fixed, so should be good. I want to mention I'm not a frame guy, so this is kind of a new thing for us here, but we're gonna try to figure it out. Can't be any worse than what it is. So so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna kind of get this piece here cut out to where we want it to be, get this all cleaned up, and start welding that in. All right, so we have our piece all clamped in place here. You can see how this looks on the inside, on the outside. I think it's gonna be a lot nicer installation like that, a lot cleaner. We'll have this weld up. Blake's gonna weld all this up here, and then I made sure my measurement from here to here was still the same. So 9 1/8 on the center of the hole. So we'll make sure the other side is the same as that, and we should be good to go. So Blake's gonna start welding. All right, guys, so Blake got all the welding done here. Did a pretty decent job. And we're real happy with this repair. He got inside here too. Looks real good. So one thing I want to mention, you know, I think I mentioned here that the old one stood off of the frame a little bit here. You can see on this other side, kind of bumped out here where the bushing sits into. So this one here, you know, because it was a cap, it sticks out a little bit, but it still doesn't stick out. Still doesn't stick out as far as it should. So we went down to our local hardware store and picked up this big old washer. This was an 1 3/8 washer, and then I reamed the inside out a little bit. So when this bushing goes in, this washer is going to hold everything out to exactly where it used to be. So it's a little bit of extra we're doing here. Probably wouldn't matter, I don't know, but I want it to be the same. So once we get this pressed in, then we'll take and tack this washer onto this plate here again. So so we're gonna work on this other side, guys, get this other side cut out, get it fitted here too, and get these bushings pushed in. All right, guys, so we got our bushing pushed in here, and as we were pushing in, it kind of puckered this plate in a little bit. It'll be fine. We're gonna weld this washer on anyway, and it went in good and tight, so it ain't like it's gonna hurt anything. So I'm gonna work on this side here now. We're gonna take this rust buster piece out of the box. Get my multi-tool here. They sure do package this stuff nice. That's for sure. It's stapled and taped. One thing about it, I called them on Thursday and ordered this, and they're in North Lima, Ohio, about an hour from me, and called them about probably maybe 1 o'clock, I guess, and talked to the gentleman there and asked if he could get out in the mail for me today. And that day he said, yeah, no problem. And I had it the next day. FedEx shipped it, so Real nice shipping, real good customer service too with them. Make sure the package is good. So we're gonna get this fitted and start cutting on this one. All right, guys, so this side here you can see I cut the bad section out. See how bad this thing was here. Pretty bad shape. Yeah, actually it was that one there, but whatever, anyway. So I cut this out. Real good metal around here now. And then I cut this stuff out, this notch here. And I fitted it on. I got my measurement, made sure I had my 9 1/8 of an inch from the rear of the frame to this inner bore here. And then I marked on the back side where it's got to be. And then I'm going to come in a half inch, I'm going to come out a ½ inch. And I'm going to have a ½ inch overlap. So when we weld, we have a good bit overlap there. So we're going to cut this out next. Get this laid out, clamped, and then Blake, when he gets out here, he can get it welded on and we'll be done with this. All right, guys, so this side's done. Blake got all the welding done here. It'll come out just as nice as the other side did. Show you on the inside here. Got the bushing in, everything's done. So, I will say one thing, guys. I think this was a really nice kit. Each side of these things from Rust Busters was $100. I mean, you got a really nice piece here for $100. I mean, we didn't use it all, but we just kind of used what we wanted, and we used what we needed. So, I mean, to get that with them holes for that bushing and stuff, the right size, was definitely worth it. So. I think this is a good product, and I think Rust Busters, I talked to them, they just come out with these for the S10s, and they said they had some interest for the older style square body S10s, but we made it work for our application. So, you know, we recommend them. Try it out, it works pretty nice. So, as always, guys, we appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing, and if you have any questions or comments about this, don't hesitate to ask. We'll see you later. Thanks.